All right, guys. So I don't have a ton on this topic, but my video also times out, so I want to make sure I get everything in. But I wanted to talk momentum tonight because obviously, if you guys cannot feel it, our team as a whole, I feel like the entire downline and even like from Sam down is just really riding this momentum wave right now, and it's just so exciting. And I know that it has totally like sparked me again. I know that a lot of us have shared, like sometimes we can go in and out of motivation and inspiration and everything within this business. And I know that just all of this team culture and momentum has totally re-sparked everything for me. And I hope you guys can feel that too. So I wanted to talk a little bit about momentum and kind of how like really it's a mindset, right? All of us right now, I feel have, and I know personally, I have been that coach in this business earlier on in the business where I totally have been like, I want to hit this goal. I want to be 5-star elite. And changing that mindset from me to we as a team is something that has totally changed the game. And I think that's a huge thing that as coaches, even if you're just a new baby coach starting off, like if you can jump into that mindset right away that this is not a me business, this is a team business. Everything that we hit, we can't hit by ourselves. Like physically, me, for example, so our team is 4-star qualifying. I can't lock in 4-star by just me. Our team locks in 4-star by Jess holding diamond, Tiff holding diamond, Jackie holding diamond, Caitlin holding diamond. It's everybody. And that's X, Y, and Z holding emerald and being active and all of that. So it's not a me business, it's a we business. And when we really focus on changing our mindset from this is me and these are my goals to this is our team and this is our goals. And this is like, that's going to be huge in how you choose to grow as a coach. So we need to continue to put ourselves in spots of opportunity, right? Continue to keep ourselves open, continue to keep ourselves in place of inspiration. So if on Thursdays, when recognition is being blown up, whether that's your personally sponsored coach or somebody who's just within our team and our downline, if that inspires you, share it on your Instagram stories and let other people know that look at our whole team, look what everybody is doing as a whole, because like I was saying, it's a puzzle. We're all pieces of this super important puzzle and we can't do it by ourselves. So even if it's not you personally hitting something or your personally sponsored person, share it. Go ahead and shout that person out, because one, it's going to make them feel really good. And two, it's going to show other people that are looking in like, holy crap, every single week on Thursdays, they have, they get to celebrate. It looks like so much fun. And it becomes other people become attracted to that. They want that sense of community. So just constantly putting ourselves into that opportunity. Something Sam was asking me today, like, what changed for your team? What do you think was the big motivating factor? And yes, we're offering the retreat, but I truly think that the retreat was just an icing on the cake for the people that earned it. I said to her that I really think that our team just kind of really like locked arms and grouped together, and we've had, luckily, with one of the nice things with COVID is we've had the time to be a community-based team. And that's something that as people do start to go back to their jobs at, physical offices and stuff like that, I really want to stick hard on keeping that feel, because it's been so nice. And like I was talking to Jackie about this the other day, like just the fact that in all these different random threads, there's all these different people and constantly someone saying like, hey, I'm hopping on to work. I'm hopping on a power hour. Do you want to hop in with me? And somebody is usually available and want to work. Like that's a great feeling that usually at any point in the day, somebody is around, whether it's super early in the morning, super early at night. Me and Tiff were up until midnight last night. She was in the queue online with Coach Relations, on the phone with Coach Relations. I'm trying to get into the queue. Like, we're just constantly, everyone's having each other's backs right now. And I think that that is such a cool thing. So keeping ourselves in that place of that opportunity and that feel. Don't be afraid to join different threads that might not be just your, specific people, or asking, like reaching out to somebody else on the team who inspires you, or maybe is in the same spot as you, and saying like, hey, would you want to do a couple power hours together? Like, we're in similar spots in our business. This is where I would, this is where I see our team going. Would you want to work towards that together? Don't be afraid. Like, don't wait for your coach to place you with a success club or with a success partner. Like, go find somebody who inspires you, or just ask them what they're doing, ask them some questions, and put yourself in that place of inspiration. Because guys, why not you? Okay. I definitely have been in this spot, like, where, and I think a lot of us have, like, why can't this be us? Why can't our team hit this? Why can't we hit this goal? But here's the thing. We know that it's possible because this business has been around for over 10 years. We've seen what people in this business can do, and we've seen what teams can do, and income potential and rank, and how it can change lives, and beyond how it's already changed our own individual lives. But at the end of the day, teams need to hit elite this year. So why not our team? We can be one of those teams. Like, there's no reason why we can't hit the same goals, because somebody has to do it, right? Somebody has to hit 15-star diamond this year. Somebody has to be a, multiple year elite team. Like, in your mind, why not us, right? We can do that. So we just need to constantly, like, that's something that I have right on my computer on a sticky note, is why not us? Because it's been proven it can be done, so it can totally be us. Because we know it's possible. The only reason why our goals might not happen, guys, is because we get in our own ways. And we're all totally guilty of this. But that's the only reason why. I mean, we obviously can't control other people and their actions, but we can control our own actions. We can control how we show up. We can control how we choose to motivate, how we choose to inspire, how we choose to share our journeys, how we choose to share with our teams, all of that stuff. But we can also totally get in our own ways and be the reason why we don't hit certain things, or why our team might not hit things as a team, because we just get in our own heads, we get in our own ways. So that's why I want you to constantly think, why not me? Why not us? Because this business is super hard and it is challenging. And I think that maybe when we all signed up, we all didn't totally know exactly, like, a lot of us probably got in here for accountability, saw the potential, wanted to start running with the business. And accountability is my main reason why I started coaching. And I think that's amazing. And that's such a great driving force within this business. But at the end of the day, this business is hard and it's challenging. But that's because it forces us to grow ourselves. You can't grow a business unless you grow yourself. And growing ourselves and changing is hard. It's super hard. So you have to focus on you. You have to fill your cup up before you can pour into other people. And that's when you're going to start to feel all the feels. And it doesn't mean that the days when you don't want to push play, or the days that you don't want to host a team call because you don't think people are going to show up, or the days where you don't want to do your invites and all of that stuff, it's not going to be hard to push through and do that, but it's going to be worth it. And if you're working on yourself, then it's going to be a little bit easier. And then I just wanted to encourage you guys, and then if anybody has questions or anything like that, or if anybody else wanted to say anything, is just enjoy the journey of where you're at and where you are focused on heading also, because along the journey, we might not see it, but we are changing. It's just like our fitness journeys. So for example, I am currently on a weight loss journey again. And it is so hard you know, that first couple days to you're so motivated, and then it's day 2 and you're like, well, nothing looks different. I don't feel any different. The scale hasn't moved. You know, you expect yourself to look so different, and then it doesn't, and then you just want to give up. But if you stay consistent and you keep working on yourself and you keep doing your stuff with your, you know, your workouts and your nutrition, along that time you're changing and you might not even notice it. And then before you know it, 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, you take a progress photo and you're like, holy crap, I am getting results. And that's the same exact thing with our businesses. I want to encourage you to enjoy the journey because we are constantly changing within that time period. And a lot of the times we get so focused on other things that we don't take the time to also enjoy that. So I want to encourage you guys to celebrate those small wins, celebrate each other, and enjoy the journey as you're going through it. And recognize, like, hell yeah, I got my business activity all filled out Monday through Friday this week. Like, recognize that you did that. That's an amazing step to your journey of becoming more consistent to doing that more often. Like, instead of being like, oh, I only did it 5 days out of the 7 days. You did it 5 days out of the 7 days. That's amazing. That's something we need to celebrate, right? So just enjoy the journey and think. And if you don't have it written down somewhere, like, have it in your mind, like, why can't it be me? Why not us? Right? So constantly say that, but just to recap, changing mindset from me to we, I think has been huge for this team. And I think moving forward, that's going to be huge because you can be in a totally different spot if you change that mindset from where you are today to where you are in December, at the end of December. Why not us? And because we know it's possible, right? Other people have done it, so can we. Get out of your own way and continue to put yourself in the spot of opportunity and inspiration. Does anybody have any questions?
Not a question, but another thing too is, like, if you have a goal, surround yourself, like Ashley was saying, with other people that are similar, like in your similar spot. So if you're trying to get to Diamond, surround yourself with other people who are also getting to Diamond, but also surround yourself with people who are Diamond, because if you are around those people, like I was talking, Jackie and I were talking today, we're like, you have to surround yourself with people that are up here, because that's only going to help you reach for up there. So if you're surrounding yourself with other successful people, sooner or later you are going to be one of those successful people. So just, like, don't be afraid to reach out to other coaches, even if you haven't, like, talked to them before, and just be like, hey, I really dig what you're doing and your vibe, like, can we work together? And then you can learn tips and see different ways of what's working for them and just kind of collaborate. So surround yourself with those people who are where you already want to be at as well.
Totally. Yeah. And especially our team, but honestly, even just within the business, guys, like, everyone is so willing to share what they're doing. Like, if you were to message somebody, say Nicole Faulkner is like someone you really look up to in this business. I know I do. She's one of my good friends. She crushes it, right? Like, it's okay to message her. And even if you don't know her, like Kate was saying, and just say, like, hey, what's your top tip for recruiting? Like, or what are you doing to recruit people this week? And she would gladly be like, this is what I'm doing. And I think a lot of people would. So that's a great tip. I love that.
Can I share something that I read in my personal development today that is, like, incredible?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people need to hear this. Okay. This is Fuck Leadership by Josh Coates, and it is probably the best PD book I've ever read because it is specific to the Beachbody business model. It says, imagine choosing between investing in 2 restaurants. Showing up at the first one, you find a nice fancy sign and the place looks great. You walk in and notice the decor is very trendy and the workers are super friendly, but there are no customers, so you ask the owners what their marketing strategy looks like. They answer, well, we decorated the place, we change out the menus every week, and we really trust that if a few people come in, they'll tell their friends and family about us. We don't know why it's not busier than it is. We've done everything we're supposed to do. You go to restaurant number 2. The sign is nice, but nothing special. You walk in and find it clean and presentable, but not decorated nearly as trendily as the other spot. Not many customers here either. You ask the owners what their marketing strategy is. The answer is very different. I understand that the only way to grow this place is to get the word out. I know we don't have the best location, but I hand out 500 flyers a day in nearby neighborhoods. We have punch cards to reward people for coming multiple times. We offer catering and advertise on all of the wedding and event sites. I'm part of a local business owners group where we strategize together, try to send customers each other's way, and give each other constant feedback on what we could be doing better. I'm doing everything I know to do, but I'm constantly looking for new ideas. As a partner, we would have open ears to any ideas you would have. We're here for the long haul and willing to do the work it takes. Notice both stores are having the same struggle, no customers. But if you had to bet your money on one or the other, would you bet your money on the trendy restaurant that's already done everything they're supposed to do, or the restaurant that's not quite as pretty, but whose owners are working their tails off to get people in the door? I don't know about you, but I'll invest in the one whose owners are putting in the work and have a growth mindset over the trendier of the two every single time. So it goes to show you it's not about, being perfect, having crazy transformation, having the most beautiful Instagram page, but you just have to do the work. And it might be scary if you're a new coach or if you've been here a long time that you're afraid of what people are going to think. Like coaches that have been here for 5 years, sometimes we feel that way too, but we know that that's the only way to move this business forward. I always tell my coaches, you can ask them, where would you be right now if your coach never invited you? You have the most incredible opportunity right now. And by not sharing it with other people, I personally feel like that's selfish because I have something that can change someone else's life. That's all I do.
Totally. I love that. And you know what, that reminded me, I had it written down and I read over it. Something that I heard is that, we sometimes go into this business and we hoard a bunch of knowledge and everything because we think we need to know everything before we take action and before we get ourselves involved in groups and posting and sharing our story. And guys, we didn't obviously go to college on how to be a Beachbody coach. We didn't have think about a conventional job. Most people go to school, they learn how to do their trade, or they learn how to, master in what they're looking to get a degree in. Then they might go do an internship where they then practice how to do that. And then they get a job, and then they get promotions because they're doing great at their job. You know what I mean? Whereas with coaches, we don't know, nobody knows what you're doing when you first get in. So don't feel like you need to know everything. Allow to, like how Kate was saying, surround yourself with other people who can fill in your gaps. I'm not the best at everything. I don't know everything, but all of you guys fill in my gaps where I might not be the best at something that, that has to do with the business, but that's why it's a team business. It's not a me. We have each other to fill in our gaps where we need a little bit of extra oomph here and there. And that's what's so great about this business. So, don't expect that you're going to know everything, and don't worry about not hitting certain things and stuff like that, because if you're brand new, especially, you don't even really know the possibilities yet. So don't allow your mind to wander. Just focus on what you're currently doing, showing up consistently and getting involved. And just like how you guys are on the team calls and being active in team pages, communicating with your coaches. I think that's huge too, is just to constantly be reaching out to your upline coach too and let them know hey, this is what I'm working on right now. This is where I could use your support in that. Because we can't always read each other's minds too if we don't talk about it. So yeah, I love that. I want to start, I assume that's on Audible too. I want to listen to that one.
It's seriously the best book I've ever read over the past 5 years. It is so relatable, and I just read a chapter today where it was hitting so home, and the girl's name was Jessica, and I was like, he knows everything. It hurts me so deep.
Well, if anyone, when you guys hit diamond, you get put into our leadership group, which is called Slay Squad Stars. And we actually have a call scheduled with Josh Coates on, I forget when it is. And I think it's in July now. He was supposed to do it a couple weeks ago, but that could be something if he's one of your faves to shoot for. But all right, guys. Well, if nobody has any other questions, I was gonna say maybe if we could just have, I know I'm putting you guys on the spot. I was gonna say Jackie and Brianna, since you guys both locked in diamond today, if you both wanted to just share maybe one tip of like anything that helped you get to diamond, or a recruiting tip or something like that, because you both worked so incredibly hard to hit this goal by last night, that I would just love if you could share something. I'll let you choose on that, but I know I'm putting you guys on the spot. Whoever wants to go first.
I guess I'll go first. Jess says share the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah. The ugly part is that you really do have to work every single day at it. Because I think, you know, working a full-time job, and it's really cumbersome to try to come home or try to work from home and do this at the same time, but really finding those pockets of time, like Ashley, I know, talks about, she's great at this, finding those pockets of time throughout the day when you can set aside a half an hour or an hour to do it. And I'll be honest with you, last week, there were nights that I was working for 3 hours straight, 4 hours straight at inviting and sending messages. And I know that's probably not what you want to hear. You just want to hear like I got here magically somehow, because that's, I know, what I wanted to hear. But find yourself like people that you can work with that you know are reliable. I know that, you know, some of our upline teams have power hours. Hop on those power hours. If you are anywhere near those times, hop on those. They literally tell you what to do step for step. And that really is what made me successful, was just building that momentum. Because once you get started with it, it just rolls and rolls and rolls. And once you stop, it comes to a screeching halt. And that's like the last thing you want to do. So just keep up the momentum and join those team calls. I haven't missed a team call in the past 2.5 months on any team. And I also haven't missed a power hour that we've done. So if it was a power hour, I knew I had to be there, because that I'm a boss and that's my schedule. So I really had to say, that's gotta be my schedule, no matter when it was. So come up with a good schedule for yourself and make those power hours and make the team calls, because that's the information that's going to help you.
You are a boss, Jack. All right. Now you go, Brianna.
I think a lot of mine are the same. Like, I just made sure every time like anybody popped up, like, do you want to do a power hour? I was like, yep. And I made time to do it every single time. Like, obviously there was times I couldn't with everything happening. I mean, life happens, but if I was just like sitting around, I hopped on. Like, I always made sure to hop on those. And my biggest thing was following up with literally everybody. Like, I followed up like a psycho. Like, if people ignored me, I was like, hey, did you get my message? Like, so I followed up with people like crazy and just staying consistent. I mean, I had so many people like thanking me, like, thank you for staying consistent with me. Like, thank you for following up. Like, you encouraged me to sign up, because they were doubting themselves, and me following up with them like gave them the motivation to actually sign up. So follow up like a psycho, like Chelsea says, follow or invite like a psycho. Make sure you're doing both.
Love it. So true. And like with following up, people definitely feel sometimes like they're bugging people. And the truth is, guys, like, if people are truly being bugged, they're going to block you, or they're going to tell you to back off. And a lot of the times it's just, they're not on our phones checking their messenger and their Instagram messages like we are, because that's our job. That's our business. And some people set their phones down and go do X, Y, and Z and forget that they had said they were going to sign up. So you're just being professional to follow up with them. And like I said, they will tell you if they're not interested, or they will just be like, okay, you know, whatever. and they'll block you, and then they're not your people anyways. So who cares?
I think
But-
a huge important factor too is if you want this in your business, you have to be a self-starter. You can't sit around and wait for people to hand feed you like what to do and when to do it. You have to take the initiative to teach yourself. Not saying that it's bad to ask questions, because there's nothing wrong. There's never a dumb question. It's okay to ask questions. But if this is something you want, you got to ask yourself why. Is this going to change your kid's life? Is this going to change your life financially? Is this going to change you health-wise? Whatever it is, use that and run with it, because at the end of the day, we are a team, but you are solely responsible for your business. And you have the potential. You can't wait for someone to sit there and say, you can do this. You got to tell yourself that every day, because we're all running our own businesses as well. So know that your coach believes in you, but that's not enough. You have to believe in yourself too.
Totally.
I just wanted to say too, something that I found with being home, switching my work schedule and being home with Ryan, is being organized. Like, I feel like so many times I would jump on a power hour and I'll be like, I don't know what to start, like where to start. And it would take me like 20 minutes to even like decide who I'm inviting, who I'm following up with. Like, I had no plan. So I feel like I was wasting a lot of time. So even like last night, I needed to lock in one coach, and I knew who I was following up with. And so I feel like if I didn't have that plan, I wouldn't have locked that in. So to me, and I know I talked to Kate about this, like being organized, having lists. And so that way when you're like focused on work, like you know exactly what you're doing and you're not like scrolling, like working, because that was me and still is sometimes, like, but I'd be like scrolling through. I'm like, oh, I'm working, I'm liking posts. And it's like, no, you're not doing the right things.
Yep. All you teachers need to teach us your ways of being so organized. I'm always like, gosh, teachers, they make the best coaches, because you guys are just so like, you're just so scheduled. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I only wish I could be like that. But
I am going live if you're in Slay Squad on Tuesday to talk about how I am organized. So if you're not in Slay Squad, get your butts in there.
get there. Yes. And how you get in there is hit Success Club this month. And Emerald.
I don't know how people do this business without being organized. I am like beyond OCD organized. I don't get the whole paper pen people. I don't understand you.
Yeah. Which is actually funny that I attracted so many of you organized people, because I mean, I am to an extent, but like, this is my notes. Here's number 1 topic. Here's number 2. Here's 3, 4. I'm like, that's my brain. But it's fine. It works. But all right, guys, let's take a quick boomerang. Thank you guys so much for popping on tonight. And again, congratulations to Jackie and Brianna and Tiff for 1 star, and all of you guys for 4-star qualification. It's just insane. All right. Everybody ready? All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your night, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye,
Bye.
guys.